Now take a look at this before and after picture. What do you think she did to restore her hair in 1 year? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, Karen from Curl House. I'm a licensed cosmetologist and a certified trichologist, and I received a written testimony of someone who was able to restore her hair in 12 months. So as opposed to me recapping what the testimony said because it was written, I'm actually going to read it to you, and afterwards, then I'll tell you my takeaways. So here goes. I have been natural since 2014, and I have been wearing my hair in locks. I began to notice thinning around my edges and general thinning all over. So I cut off my locks in 2020. I was introduced to the Curl House follicle stimulating growth drops. At that point, I was unsure if I could regrow my edges, but I was willing to try. I immediately began to use the growth drops. I applied the growth drops to my edges every night before bed. Over the next year, I could not believe the difference in my edges. They actually began to fill in. When the entire Curl House Restoration Collection launched in June of 2021, I was so hyped and motivated. I started to use the entire collection. I cleanse my hair weekly with the follicle stimulating growth shampoo, followed by the growth conditioner. Then I take advantage of a clean scalp and apply the growth drops on the edges as well as to my entire head. Lastly, I apply the hair nourishing leave-in conditioner. I also apply the leave-in conditioner to hydrate my hair on a daily basis. I actually use it instead of water to detangle my hair every morning to comb it through. I drink the follicle stimulating growth tea 5 days per week as instructed. Wow. I thought the first year of using the growth drops alone were amazing, but the last 4 months since I began using the entire collection has blown me away. My hair has never grown as fast as it has since I began using the entire line of products. All of the thinning spots had already filled in, and my edges, fabulous. Thank you, Curl House. All right, now wasn't that an awesome testimony? Again, I decided I would just read it because this particular person, Miss J, she did not come in and receive full trichological services, right? She purchased the collection. So she didn't come in and go through the whole process that I typically go through with some of my trichology clients. So I wasn't as familiar with her story. So I decided I would just read it as it was sent to me. Now, let me do some of my takeaways. First thing with this person, she was able to identify what was causing her hair to come out. She identified the locks was the culprit that was causing her hair to come out. The weight of the locks, Now, let me be clear. Locks is not the only reason that your hair will start thinning. So for those of you who have locks, please don't take this and run off and say, oh my God, the locks is causing my hair to come out. No, every person is different. With some women, yes, over time, the weight of the locks, the pull of the locks may lead to thinning. And in this particular testimony, that was her issue. As you can see in the pictures, her edges started coming out and her hair started coming out in general. She had been locked for over 6 years and her locks were heavy, so she decided to cut them off. So that is the first takeaway. When you identify what is causing your hair to come out, what are you going to do about it? So with Miss J, the type of alopecia that she was dealing with was simply traction alopecia, which is alopecia due to tension, due to trauma on the hair follicle. It is a very common form of hair loss in Black women due to our hairstyles. And again, not just with locks. This can be with braids, it can be with weaves, it can be with even your natural hair that's pulling on hair follicle styles rather, that cause your natural hair to add weight to the hair follicle. But that was the very first thing she did. She cut her locks off. That was number one. The second thing she did, she started using the Curl House Restoration Collection. And this collection is all about strengthening the hair follicle. So what happens when you have traction alopecia? what you don't see, what you may not see, rather, on your scalp is an inflammation that is taking place underneath the scalp. Sometimes you may not see it or you may not feel it because it's taking place underneath the scalp. And that inflammation caused by the weight, in her case, the weight of the lock, was causing her hair to thin, was causing the follicle to become weak. So the hair restoration collection, the entire collection, from the shampoo to the leave-in to the rinse out conditioner to applying those growth drops and drinking internally the herbal tea that comes with the entire collection, that is what helped to strengthen that hair follicle. The botanicals in it help to reduce the inflammation of the scalp, and that's what you want to do. You want to reduce the inflammation so that your hair can regrow. It also helps to increase circulation to the scalp. It strengthens that hair follicle to stimulate growth, which is why you see with Miss J, over time, her hair started to thicken and it started to regrow. Now, Miss J did not necessarily and does not want to grow her hair out long. That's fine. So her hair started growing like weeds, but she preferred to keep a nice flat short haircut. But as you can tell from the before and after pictures, her hair started to thicken. Her hair started to thicken in the back. Her edges started to come in. That is the beauty of being consistent with your treatment plan. And her treatment plan was her solely using the product line and cutting her locks off, but she was consistent, and that's the other takeaway. You have to be consistent, and it takes time to regrow and to restore the hair. Just like it takes months for your hair to gradually thin out, it's going to take months for your hair to gradually be restored. And I encourage you, if you have not tried the Curl House Hair Restoration System, give it a try. Give it a try. Even have a promo code down in the description if that's something you're interested in. Some of you may actually need to see a trichologist, a dermatologist, or even your doctor to help you to identify the root cause of your hair loss. Normally, it may take a teamwork approach to address and tackle that hair loss, but by all means, do something about it. Okay, well, I hope this testimony have helped you, have encouraged you. I hope you like this video. If you do, give me a thumbs up. And until we talk again, stay fast.